Hi, my name is Amy. Thank you very much for watching, and let's make some bad financial decisions together. This is for entertainment purposes only, so if you're entertained, please like and subscribe. I really appreciate that. So, I'd like to take a moment to answer Kurt's question about leaps, which someone had corrected me in the comments that it's not a leap, it's leaps as plural no matter what because of the acronym, which makes sense if you read the acronym. So it still doesn't line up 100% and it's still a stupid acronym, but it's a plural leaps. So, anyways, this question is mostly like, why would I choose a leap for SoFi instead of just a regular dividend wheel? And the difference between like doing that with the SPY and whatever I'm doing with MSTU. So basically, SoFi. SoFi is a growth play. Like, this is something that we're hoping grows. And so, but it's risky and speculative. So at the time, it was like $12 per share. And I didn't want to spend $1,200 to have it illiquid for that amount of time. So I decided that I would gamble with $750 to enter into that position. And now I can sell calls off of that LEAPS option because that gives me the control of 100 shares of SoFi. So my attitude with SoFi is I will put some of it under cover calls, but I was really hoping that it would shoot up a lot and then I would just sell, or I would just exercise my option early and take a lot of profits, and that'd be that. But SoFi hasn't done that yet, so in the meantime I'll do some cover calls and leave about 100 shares uncovered so that I can take advantage if it ever skyrockets out of nowhere, goes parabolic. So that's why. And then for SPY, if we look at SPY, this is for December 17th, 2027. This is about a 0.74 delta. So to control 100 shares, it's $17,700 versus $59,500. And with my size portfolio, it's more achievable for me to have one contract with $17,000 than it is achievable with a $60,000 contract. And I don't know about you, but like, I would rather have three $17,000 contracts than one $60,000 contract. That would let me put cover calls in like 3 different strike prices, or the same strike price at different dates, things like that. So I think leaps make more sense for like blue chip stocks and more expensive stocks because it allows you to get into a contract and control 100 shares quicker than you could if you're just buying the shares. And so when MSTU came out, or like when it did the forced split, and it was only $17 per share, because MSTU is leveraged and something that's leveraged on something that's leveraged, I decided that, hey, maybe don't do leaps on MSTU. I might do a leap on MSTU like next year this time, because there will be another halving, so the price should go up at some point, but now is not the time to do a leaps on MSTU. And since brokerages don't allow you to like if you're using a leaps as the base of like the 100 shares that you own, they don't want your shares to get called away. So they'll force you to buy to close earlier. So you might actually lose a lot of money if you do leaps and cover calls on them if you're not careful. So speaking of losing money on leaps if you're not careful, we had our declaration date for Roundhill today. So I actually paid $9,470 for my leaps. And if I had put that money in XDTE, I would have gotten $39.36 or $42.03 if I did SDDY. And I actually sold calls and got $305.84. So, so far in my experimentation, except for in November of last year when I got really burned, I understand what I did wrong last year, but so far it's been worth it to do my SPY leaps. It's just a little more stressful and takes a little more babysitting than the MSTU, which is funny to say because MSTU is, leverage on leverage on leverage. But the MSTU, I sell the put, and if I get assigned, then I get assigned. And then, if I sell the call and the shares get taken away from me, they get taken away from me. That's fine. It's regular dividend wheel. That's fine. But the SPY, whenever they're taking the stairs up, I have to make sure that the call that I have is more than the strike price. And then just make sure that I don't get early assignment. So sometimes the SPY actually goes up quite rapidly, and it's harder to sell a call and get a decent premium on it if you're underwater too much. So all I gotta say is, yes, there was a dip this week, but 2 weeks from now, XDTE should have a pretty good distribution because they should have been selling calls all the way down for their 0-day expiration. So, are you excited? Has this dip made you rethink anything about your portfolio? I'm going to be going over my full portfolio and a postmortem for February this weekend, and I'm going to explain my strategies going into March. So hopefully you will tune in then. So this is YieldMight, and you can change the distribution amount that the total investment amount that you want for this time. And these prices are based off of the latest distribution, and you can click into the details and it'll show you historically what has the price been. And XDTE, we always think it's like stable, but it does go up and it does go down. But the distributions are also very stable. So it's just not, it's not XDTE's fault that the entire market's been basically every week doing a dip and crashing. So we got to give most of these a little bit of grace. So today in Financial Philharmonics, we have Red Red Everywhere, which that thumbnail is a little more intense than the pop ballad that is the song. And then Margin Call Polka, I was trying to do a yodeling thing, but that's what you're getting instead. And then Dividends Mother Effa is a new metal song that's kind of catchy, actually. So hopefully that answered your question about LEAPS. Basically, it's about using less of your capital, and you can exercise your option early if it's a growth play and you want it to. You're hoping that it will pan out for you. And if not, you have that amount of time to figure out what to do and to self-cover calls. And yeah. Anyways, I'll talk to you later. Bye.